Hey y'all, this is Dr. Tash and I'm here with Wiley Funeral Homes, and this is another Operation Heal segment. Now, cultural healing is going to look and feel a bit different. And if you think about it, it should. So if I have a cut on my hand, the first thing I have to do is acknowledge that the cut exists. And then I have to begin applying pressure on that wound so that I can stop the bleed. So one of the ways that we begin to heal our communities and our culture is to acknowledge that a bleed exists. Now, that's not always going to feel good because there does involve some accountability in our communities, but that accountability will be worth it because our communities will be made whole. So again, the same way we talk about personal counseling for an individual, family counseling, community counseling is helpful as well. Trust the individuals who are in your community to serve your community, that they have your best interest in heart. Attend community forums, attend town hall meetings, lend your voice, vote, find a way to create reform. And that might not seem like healing, but it is. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm glad you asked me. It's community healing because as a Black people, we have been set back for so long by systems that were created to oppress us. So the way that we heal is to take back our communities and allow our communities to govern who we are. That doesn't mean that we can't rely on others, but it does mean that we must trust the leadership within our communities to make the best change. So once we do that, and we find ways to educate our young people, we find ways to teach our young people to become good global citizens, we'll see changes within our communities. I know for me, personally and professionally, I have grown tired of seeing too many people that look like me lose their lives. Whether it's the hands of one another or the hands of law enforcement and systems. I spent much of 2020 healing and processing from the countless murders of individuals like George Floyd, like Breonna Taylor. I struggled with them especially because I was able to watch how society treated them. I was able to watch how we had to defend who they were before they were viewed as true victims. We, as a people who are still here, owe it to people like Trayvon Martin. We owe it to Freddie Gray. We owe it to George Floyd. We owe it to Breonna Taylor. We owe it to Sandra Bland. We owe it to so many others to live our lives in a space of healing as a community. We deserve that. For so long as Black people, we have taught ourselves that life is meant to be survived, and it's not. Life is meant to be lived. Life is meant to be enjoyed. We have spent generations upon generations surviving life. We owe it to our ancestors who had no other choice but to fight for survival. We owe it to them to live. We owe it to our descendants, our children, and our children's children to give them a community that is far healthier than the one that we inherited. And what I promise you is that if we, as individuals in our communities, begin to collectively heal, we will live the life that we are deserving and worthy of living. After all, we've been through enough. Hey everyone, this is me, Dr. Tash. This has warmed my heart. I hope it did to yours as well. If you have any questions that you want me to answer, leave a comment. Thank you for joining me and Wiley Funeral Homes as we work towards healing our communities and creating this vision of Operation Heal.